Princess Miriam Odinaka Onoha. I speak for the people of Okigwe, Onoimo, Isi Alamba, North Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I am pleased to rise this morning to lend my voice to the commendation for our Nigerian armed forces. Relying on Section 217, Sub 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which clearly defines the role of the armed forces to include protecting us from external suppression, external issues with other military or non-state actors, suppressing insurrections, protecting our territorial integrity, and other roles as elucidated by Honorable Jimmy Benson, who moved it. Whilst the Nigerian Armed Forces toils night and day to ensure we are safe, it is obvious that we also lose a good number of these gallant men on duty. It is no longer in doubt that our fallen heroes have left people behind. A number of those they've left behind include widows and children. And I speak from the point of increasing the welfare of Nigerian armed forces to include aftercare and welfare of the people they've left behind, especially their children who may be of school age. So I'd like to add an amendment to the prayers to include that this House do amend this motion to include an offer of automatic scholarship through basic, senior secondary, and tertiary education for the children of our fallen heroes, so that this will motivate the forces, the armed forces, to do better while in their line of duty. I so move for this amendment, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Any seconder to the amendment?
Mr. Speaker, we are talking for our armed forces. This day should be a solemn day. Mr. Speaker, we owe them a debt of gratitude for their service and commitment to keeping us safe. Mr. Speaker, our armed forces are truly commendable for protecting us, for protecting our freedoms, and for keeping this country united over the decades. Mr. Speaker, I can say without any iota of doubt that our armed forces, they have demonstrated the highest level of nationalism, the highest level of professionalism, the highest level of commitment for keeping this country, not talking less of any other thing, united. It is one institution that you can vouch for, that you can brag for, that it is truly a representation of what this country is. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, their dedication and sacrifice and bravery are truly commendable for every committed Nigerian. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yusuf Gagdi is my name. I represent Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency. I'm from Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to lend my voice on the matter of urgent public importance regarding to the Armed Force Remembrance Day put together by the Chairman House Committee on Defense. Mr. Speaker, the content of his submission have made it explicitly clear that we need to commend the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for obvious reasons. People that left their families, to be at the front banner of protecting the Nigerian territorial integrity, both from external and internal aggression. People that leave their family, to be at the front banner of war, of supporting our internal security structure by contributing to the maintenance of internal security of the country. Mr. Speaker, what is most important is the fact that they are being killed on daily basis. There is no operations of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that have no consequential casualties on the armed forces itself. So for that reason, Mr. Speaker, I support in totality the prayer put together by Chairman House Committee on Defense. In addition to that, Mr. Speaker, is to advise that it is very important, as strategic as the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is, for us, the related committee chairman, to have some certain, to develop further capacity in subjecting the armed forces to account for taxpayers' money, in as much as we clamor for the increase in budget to the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is equally the prerogative of this House, and particularly the relevant committee, to have free access based on the powers in terms of our rules and in terms of our constitution to make them account for that. But, Mr. Speaker, to say the least, there is nothing anybody could have said in terms of honoring the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria other than the prayer put together by the Chairman House Committee on Defense. And I am in total agreement with that, and I commend the men of the Nigerian Armed Forces for working day and night to ensure that Nigeria is safe. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
People of Ibadan Southeast, Northeast Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm not making any comment as a ex-military. I know they are doing the best job. I want to make amendment to the prayer of Honorable Jimmy Benson on his motion. I just want to make amendment that the prayer number 2.
Okay, make the amendment.
Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, sir. Speaking from the experience, it's not just, I know the welfare is very, very important. I'm always talking about welfare of our security agency in this country all the time. That is very paramount, very, very important. But there's another thing that is very important more than providing welfare packaging for our security in this country, which is, I believe, is to go on the prayer number 2, is that I want to appeal to the House, because when I was in the service in U.S., if you receive a certificate, a well-done certificate, congratulations or thank you from the, let's say from the National Assembly, and we are giving to them the best officer of the year in the Army, in the Navy, in the Air Force, the best junior officer of the year in the Navy, in the Air Force, in the Army, sometimes they hold it up to the standard. It's very, very more important than even providing welfare, because they believe that they are doing something very, very important for their country. So I want to know if you can put that one in prayer number 2, because this will encourage them to be able to go outside there and do their best for their country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For yielding the floor to me, I'm Right Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Ayokunle Isiaka. I speak for the entire Nigerians like my speaker, but I represent Ifo Iwekoro Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the fastest growing economic state in Nigeria. I'm from Ogun State. Thank you very much for yielding the floor to me, because it will have been so fortunate a day like this that this very important motion is coming up with my son, and as a father who is having a son as the first lieutenant commanding a troop in Kuwait as we speak, who has just only yesterday sent to me a bronze medal won by him and signed by the Norwegian Brigadier General and the President of Norway. It would have been so unfortunate if I am not able to say a word. And equally, in giving rider to what our retired Army man just said, Mr. Speaker, I'll be pleased if this House is able to move a step forward, further, even if it's going to be quarterly, the way we can make an institutional arrangement for those that are still living first, and see how we can be encouraging them. Even if it's just by resolution of the House, those that their commandants have so recognized them in the field and pick them one by one, and then for just 1 or 2 minutes, we celebrate them. And of course, those that are dead, I know, and as we speak, many of their family members are yet to collect their benefits. I want to appeal to our relevant committees to please take this as a matter of priority. These are the only legacy they are leaving behind that we can encourage, and then we cannot kill their sorrows. They're out there helping us. They are suffering to make peace and let us be sleeping and snoring. On behalf of all of us, the entire Nigerians. Mr. Speaker, today is a solemn day. It's a very important day, not just only today, it should be just every day. Only last week, about 6 of our gallant soldiers were just killed they were ambushed and killed in Borno State. They all left behind some family members. So it's a very solemn day that even if we take the whole of our plenary today to discuss, it's not too much. But for want of time, Mr. Speaker, I want to pause here because I'm moved by passion. Because there are so many videos, they always show on the field, those are men, and I look at them, that are these Nigerians and human beings like me, and suffering like this at the bush, collecting bullets on our behalf.
Okay.
So, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I don't want to take time, and I want us all to reflect on this moment and see what we can do. Your next neighbor, if the husband is in the war front, support and assist, not
Thank
only
you.
to wait for the government.
Thank
You very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Salam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Very much has been debated on by colleagues this afternoon. I want to add, Mr. Speaker, that apart from us asking that government continues to honor both the living and the dead of members of our armed forces, I also want to add that we need to emphasize the need for citizens of this country to give honor, more honor, to members of the armed forces, both living and dead, in view of this very remarkable sacrifice that they have chosen to make on our behalf. Mr. Speaker, I look forward to a situation where, on the occasion of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day every year, we will have businesses giving generous discounts and offers to orphans, widows, widowers, and family members of fallen heroes. I look forward to a situation where, as a country, we display this solemnity on the occasion of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day by offering services and visiting the homes of fallen soldiers and men and women who are on the battlefront, where non-governmental organizations can gather together on this day to organize programs that touch on relatives of these people. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to note that in some other climes, especially in the United States of America, there are situations where even when you get to the airport, there are priority boarding arrangements for families and members of the armed forces. Apart from Air Peace, which started about 2 or 3 years ago, I'm not sure there's any other airline in Nigeria that does that. Giving priority boarding to men and women of the armed forces. These are little things that make a lot of impact and difference and show our humanity as a people. I want to see vouchers given by big businesses to families of fallen heroes on the 15th of January every year to come and make purchases with discount. I want to see tertiary institutions offering scholarship to orphans of these fallen heroes, to even those who are living, their children, while they are in the battlefront. We are offering them services, we are offering them honors, we are offering them benefits that are not ordinarily available to every other citizen. Mainly because these are the people who are losing their own sleep, losing their life, losing their health to make sure that we have our own sleep, we have our life, and we have our comfort. That is the contribution I have, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Speaker, thank you, honorable colleagues. This is a very solemn day, and the matter we are discussing is of very high importance. The amendment proposed by my colleague, Honorable Abbas Adigu, by the way, Francis Ejirogane Waive, Ugele North, Ugele South, Udu, I'm from Delta State. That amendment proposes that we honor specific individuals, best in this, best in that, in the military. I want to amend that prayer in such a way that our offering that recognition will be based on the recommendation of the Defense Headquarters. Since we don't have the know-how or the parameter to choose who and who qualifies for such honor. So it should be based on the recommendation of Defense Headquarters or military authorities. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. You know, we have already...
Represent the people of Ibadan, Southeast, Northeast constituency, Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ibadan, or your state. I'd like to second the amendment made by my honorable colleague that the DHQ should be able to forward the list of the people that want to give the award to, like the best senior officer of the year, the junior officer of the year. So second.
Thank you very much.
The issue to recite
The resolution of the first
resolution
amendment.
moved by
Thank
first
you.
motion.
Thank you. Honorable Leke, can you second?
The most friendly speaker, very neat leader, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion moved by my colleague.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this rescission motion say aye. Those against say nay. Received. And the motion moved by the chairman, House Rule, have been seconded by the mover of the first motion. I just put the question. Those in support of the motion moved by the chairman, House Rule, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of this, you see, we have debated enough on this, so I'll just put the question. Those in support of the motion moved by Honorable Babajimi Benson, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I think we should do more for the armed forces. I think we are doing a lot, but we can do more. It won't be too much if we give the children of armed forces, servicemen, free scholarship. It won't be too much if we give them free medical services. It won't be too much if we give them priority attention at train station, as bus station, in any queue, because these ones are making a lot of sacrifices, especially with their life for us. So I think in this house, I'm hoping that one of these days we'll move a motion to give free scholarship to the children of the servicemen and free medical services to the children of servicemen, amongst other benefits that will motivate them as they stand in for us. Over to you, security committees, you know when to bring it up. This motion is resolved as prayed. May the soul of the departed rest in perfect peace.